So we're going to talk some mindset stuff tonight. So I want you to put a one in the chat if you've ever struggled with anything, a negative mindset. So I'm not pretty enough. I'm not confident enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to be good at this business. I can't sign customers. I can't sign this. I am a bad wife. I'm a bad mom. I'm a bad friend. I'm like, I feel like the list could go on and on. Yeah, the ones are popping in. Yep. Me too. Okay. So I'll put a one in the chat because you guys know I am not perfect and I like own that every single day. But something that I've been reading, and I think I've told you guys about it. I've been reading Winning the War in Your Mind by Craig Rochelle. And if you haven't read this book, you need to get it. But even the first chapter literally blew my mind. But what I appreciated about it is that, like, I'm not a science person. I don't understand science. I don't get it. My husband usually has to explain things in a way that is like a 7-year-old almost. I am actually going to switch this light. I don't like it. Never mind. Okay, that's what I'm gonna keep. But anyway, so I just don't understand the science aspect of things, and so really, really have loved that this book is diving into the like biblical aspect. And I'm gonna try not to get too biblical on this, but like he's really just speaking to me, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about. And I promise I'm gonna get into like the actual like business part of things, but I really wanted to get in just personally real quick, because one thing that he says in the book, he says what we think shapes who we are. Both science and the Bible tell us that. And I just looked up a verse earlier when I was reading that said Proverbs 15:4, and it said, a gentle tongue breathes life, and a deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. And so that could be like you judging another mom. That could be you saying, oh my gosh, that person's such a horrible person. Like it could be so many different things, but it can also be you saying, I'm not good enough for this. I'm not confident enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't have this. I don't have that. It was Proverbs 15:4 was the verse. And so like when I hit that, or when that hit me, I should say, why that hit me so much is because I do that. On there's days where I'm shorter with Granger, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm really struggling. Like I feel like a bad mom right now. Like I'm a bad mom. And I go harsh. I go like full on harsh. And it's hard. And like sometimes I think, and he says in the book too, often we don't think about how powerful our words are. And therefore we're giving them more power over us because we don't think about how powerful they are, if that makes any sense. And so I have some questions at the end of the task that I want you guys to do. But basically, I want you tonight to decide to change your mind so that God can change your life, and just watch what he's going to do, because he's going to blow your mind. Because my mind is blown. And I've been in this business for 3 years, and I've been like, I would say for my faith, I would say 3-ish, 4, but I've like known God my whole life. But what I've really, really been excited about is people like coming to me, telling me like these things that God is doing in their life. Like I'm just absolutely in love with it. So like if God does something in your life after this Zoom, like please come tell me, because I would absolutely love to hear it. Because I actually had another girl outside of the one I just talked about that came to me at conference when we were in Florida in January. And she was like, we were just talking about a bunch of stuff. And she was like, it shocked me when you said that you did not grow up in faith, because you seem like someone that's loved Jesus your whole life. And I was like, okay, my heart. I was like, thanks. And I honestly, I cried that day because I was like, wow, like that is just like, to me, one of the biggest compliments. And that's what I truly feel like sometimes my platform on Instagram and Facebook is to spread that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to grow up, loving Jesus. You don't have to grow up knowing him, because long story short, I have no idea who my dad is. And so I had a really negative image of dads and honestly Jesus for a long, long time. And so it took me a long time, and that's a whole other story. But to get where I am today, to actually love him, to actually know that he is a good father and he's providing so many things for me. And so I told you, I'm trying not to get too biblical over here, but it's blowing my mind. But something I want to remind you guys of though, is your mind is a war zone constantly, and you are under attack. So maybe you were going to sign up a person and then they're like, oh yeah, okay, so I'm not going to do it actually. And you don't know why, or maybe they did tell you why, but it doesn't matter. And you're like, oh, I just missed out on that bonus again. Maybe I'm not meant to do this. That's a battle, and you just lost because you let the enemy win because one person told you no. One person. Do you know that I went to my church event last night? Do you know how many people I talked to about It Works? 5. Take a guess in the chat how many people knew about it, like had heard about It Works before. Take a guess. I'm going to wait a second and see your guys' thoughts on it. I got a 1. I got a 0. Yeah, I would have honestly, because I hear people say all the time, so many people do It Works. So many people do It Works. So I see a 3. I see a 1. 0. They literally had never heard of it. So it's probably because we're on social media all the time and we do run into influencers, and our Facebook and our Instagram think we want to see influencers. So they're like, oh, hey, here's more people. Here's more people. No one at my church event that I talked to, and obviously there's 5 out of like, I don't know, 30 or 40 people, no one had any idea about it. So I got to share it. And that was absolutely incredible. But that's beside the point. But what I'm trying to say is like all these lies that we tell ourselves, we're basically creating a prison for ourselves. So maybe it's the I'm not good enough. Maybe it's I've been in so long and I'm not this rank. Well, guess what? I've been in 3 years. Well, I guess, yeah, 3 years in March. So 3.5-ish, almost, whatever. 3 years in March and I'm not diamond yet. Yeah, it kind of sucks. And I could use that and be like, oh, well, I'm not diamond yet. I'm actually going to quit. Okay, bye. Or I can know that my story is my own and that Jesus still brought me here for a reason, and I can trust in him. And the people that I'm supposed to promote to diamond with were not there when I needed them to be, and that I wasn't ready for the leadership that that takes. And so I wanted to remind you of that, because like you can't change what you can't define. And I said that on a Zoom the other night, but it was from this book. All these aha moments I have, they're from this book. And so when like I remember seeing this one TikTok, and it still honestly kind of aggravates me to this day, because it was talking about a girl that had actually left an MLM. MLM is multi-level marketing if you're like kind of new to that, but she was hating on them, being like, well, they use your past and they try to get you to do this and this and this. Well, duh, because if you just sit there and you don't grow, what the heck are you doing? Like literally, I'm not a red person, but what the heck are you doing if you're not growing? And I'm not talking just spiritual. I'm not talking just physical, like your health wise. I'm not talking emotionally. I'm talking, are you trying to make new friends? Are you trying to spread the love of Jesus? Are you trying to like make people's day better? What are you trying to do with your life? Like what are you trying to do? And I know not everybody has the confidence that I have of like trying to make people feel better and be a positive light in people's life. But I actually went to the chiropractor the other day, and maybe this is why it's kind of getting me too. I've always been someone, even though I was a pretty defensive person in high school, I've always been someone who was really positive and happy. And I didn't honestly even really know or love Jesus at the time. Like, I mean, I did, I guess, in a sense, but that's a different story. But I didn't have the relationship that I do with him then that I do now. And I was still happy and positive. And I went to my chiropractor, and it was hilarious because he was talking about why he left. And that's a really long story, but he was like, do you remember the one older front desk lady? And I was like, no, like I only remember, I don't want to say names, but I only remember, I'm just gonna call her L. I only remember L. And I love her, so I don't think it's her. And he's like, no, 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 it's not her. But the other lady, it makes me laugh that you don't remember her. And I was like, why? And he's like, well, because she hated you. Like she just despised you. And I was like, I was like, what did I do? I was like, usually when someone doesn't like me, I know why. I'm pretty like unapologetically me. Well, let's say that. I don't really care if anyone doesn't like me. And so he's like, honestly, it was straight up because you were so positive and happy all the time. I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, she genuinely got so annoyed every time after you left. She's like, oh, she is just so happy all the time. And apparently just got all like snooty about it. And I was like, my light annoyed someone. The light that God gave me annoyed someone. And I took that as a straight up compliment, because that means I'm doing something right, because something is wrong in that woman's life to be so mad that I'm so positive and to affect her day that much. And so I know it's a random story, but I just wanted to like think about that, or have you guys think about that, because some of like, and I love compliments like that, not because I like need them, but I do thrive off of them. My love language is hardcore words of affirmation. But when we're thinking about like the lies that we tell ourselves every day. So like if you're willing to put a lie in the chat that you tell yourself every single day. So I will put mine in the chat real quick, and then I'll just say it out loud too, but I'll do a business one and a personal one. So my business one is that I'm not worthy of going diamond. And then my personal one is that the reason I'm taking so long is because I still have a few lies that I tell myself sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna change my personal one in a second here. But the reason I wanted to want you to think about the lies that you tell yourself is because a lie that you tell yourself so often ends up becoming the truth. And so a lie believed as the truth will affect your life as if it were true. Okay. And so I can't remember how I was going to word it, but I'm going to get to all these because I'm seeing they're coming in and oh, they're so good. But as I kind of talked about it earlier, your thoughts are going to control you either way. Whether you think positive thoughts or whether you think negative thoughts, they're going to control you. And so at this point, it's up to you how they control you, or are you going to take control of them? And so, my personal, let's just say I'm not a good mom. It's a lie I tell myself when I have bad days. It's not an everyday thing, but it is a lie I tell myself. And sometimes it takes me realizing and being reminded that I am human and that I do have bad days, and all these things. Um, but it's really hard to admit. And I know, and that's probably why it was so hard for myself to like type it out because it sounds so stupid when I say it out loud. It sounds so stupid. I'm like, I'm not a bad mom. I know that Granger is well fed. I know that he is well taken care of. I know that he is attended to. I know all of those things. And yet that lie is so big in my head. And every time I'm like short with him, boom, the enemy is in my head and he's there, ready. That seed's planted. I just got to think about it. And so let's get to the business part. Cause like I said, I was trying not to go too biblical on you, but it's literally just, it's blowing my mind here. So my business one was I'm not worthy of going diamond. Well, why the heck not? Who told me I wasn't worthy of going diamond? Literally no one. No one except me. No one except me. That is my lie that I'm telling myself there. Okay. I'm gonna hit every single one of these in the chat. Everyone on my team quits. I had 7 people quit in one day. I had 7 distributors quit in one day once. It sucked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It sucked. But I was like, bless them in, bless them out. I guess they're not supposed to be here. I guess that's not who I'm supposed to promote with. That took me a long time to get to. But maybe they're only supposed to be here for a season. You have friendships come in and out of your life. You have relationships come in and out of your life. Maybe they're only supposed to be here for a season, And so, I got people unmuted. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my thing here. So everyone on my team quits. So I wanted to tell you a story from college quick. And like I said, the Zoom is all over the place, but I have literally so much on my heart that I wanted to share. But I want to tell you a story from college and sort of from teaching too. But I had an Altissimo note that I needed to hit for my senior recital. And if you don't know what that is, if you're not musical, that is basically a note that doesn't even exist like on the actual staff. It's no way above that. That's the really, really layman's term of explaining that. And so literally so many days I was like, I'm not going to hit it. 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 Well, in all my rehearsals, like, guess what happened? I didn't hit the dang note. And I was so pissed off. And my instructor was like, you're literally telling yourself you can't hit this. So go tell yourself you can and see what happens. And so literally before I got the part, I was like, I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. I'm like sitting there playing. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. You know what happened at my senior recital? I hit it. Because there was no way that day that I was going to work that dang hard to not hit that note. And I just believed that it would happen, and it did. Now, obviously, I put in the dang work to make that happen. Okay, now that goes in with business as well. Yes, diamond can happen for me, but I have to put in the work to get there. Okay. All right, I'm moving to the next one here because I'm talking about everyone on my team quits. Nobody wants to sign up with me. Yeah, that I used to think that too, and it took me a little bit to sign a distributor too. Then I started looking at myself, and not in like any mean way, because I know that we're all saying this too, but I started looking at myself and I was like, hey, what am I doing? Is there anything that I could be doing better? And I am very self-critical. If you talk to Morgan, you know that she's like, Brooke, you are like harsh on yourself. And I know we're all very self-critical of ourselves, but if you look at yourself and you're doing the things, you're doing all the things, you're doing the TikToks, you're doing the reels, you're doing the stories, you're sharing your post every single day, or you're posting every single day and you're sharing your story all the time, excuse me, then it's probably your network. But it's also your mindset of nobody wants to sign up with me. And this girl that I'm talking to right now, she signed 2 distributors this month. So we know right there that's a lie. Okay. No one is interested. So that one I've also at some points thought. And then I was like, oh wait, actually I know a friend that just cut her hair. Oh wait, actually I know a mom that just had a baby that's gonna want to lose some weight. Like I could go through every single one of our products and be like, someone out there wants our products. Not because I'm saying they're fat, because I hate when people say that. Not because I'm saying they need to grow their hair out because long hair is prettier than short hair. Literally because people cut their hair and regret it. Literally because moms have a baby and then they're like, I want to be confident again. I want to feel confident. I want to feel beautiful. I want to feel sexy. So there's always going to be someone out there that wants our products, and maybe they can't even have a baby right now until they lose that weight because that's what their doctor said. You could be their saving grace and you could be their answered prayer. I'm not worthy of being friended by other women slash moms slash reps. I feel like this is for both personal and business. Stevie, if you can expand on that a little bit in the chat, that would be super awesome because I'm not fully sure what you mean there, and I want you to expand on that. Your skills are a joke to others. The best way I can answer that one is you got to own your quirks. Like literally when I was in college, because I had gotten to the point where I was very confident in myself, and I was like, not in the sense of like confident in my faith, but like now I'm like, God, he designed me the way I am, and I'm a crazy cat lady band geek, and it doesn't matter. Obviously, like I'm wearing my band shirt now. But like literally, there's some people that are like, I want to make fun of you, but you just own everything about you, so it's kind of hard. It's like, yep. So I have different skills than Grace. I have different skills than Ashley. I have different skills than Stevie. I have different skills than all of these people. And that's totally okay because each one of us were like literally designed with different gifts in mind. And that hit me once when I was actually at my uncle-in-law's church and he was like, "What's a gift from God that you have?" And I was like, really, really, really new to my faith at this point. And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "The fact that you can play music, like the fact that you can play your clarinet." I was like, "Ooh." I was like, ouch, because it's such a gift from God and I didn't even realize it. Then when I realized that, I started playing a worship team and all these things happened with my faith. It was just absolutely incredible, but it doesn't have to be something like that. It can be that you have the gift to be able to check in on a friend whenever they need you and you didn't even know that. You can have the gift of calming people down and just having this peaceful aura about you. You can have the gift of inspiring people. Like you have so many different gifts that you don't even realize. And so there's a gift, a skill, any of these things, God gave you that and you should be proud of it. I don't care what anybody says, you should be proud of it. I'm not good at this and I don't deserve this. Well, I don't deserve this, I hit because I said that. Or don't deserve slash worthy. That's kind of the same thing to me. But I'm not good at this. Well, I wasn't good at it in the beginning either. And I wasn't good at teaching in the beginning, in my opinion. That's me being really, really harsh on myself. I wasn't good at riding a bike though, once when I was little. And I wasn't good at learning how to take notes right away. I wasn't good at doing any of those things, but I learned and I failed along the way. And me being the teacher that I am, failed means first attempt in learning. Everyone has to fail at some point. Every single person has to fail. But if you don't try, that's where you're really failing yourself. And that's my personal opinion. I'm like, you feel like you're sitting on the couch with me just chatting. I love it. I'm so passionate about this. And like, I'm not even kidding. I was like, so uncertain of in a sense what I was going to talk about today. And then after I did my devotional and I was getting I actually thought I was going to do the prayer gym this morning, but I'm going to do it tomorrow, so hop on that. But I was like, okay, so I want to talk about this and this, and I kind of want to do some different stuff. And then I was just getting ready to do a story on Instagram before the Zoom, and I was like, wow, I feel called to share this. And so literally I feel like all of this is just coming through like straight up through God. Like God is speaking to someone through me. Maybe it's like on this live right now and maybe it's on the recording. I don't even care, but I'm freaking like blown away by this. And I promise I'm getting into more business stuff too. But people will want to join you. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get that in a second. Not being accepted. Oh, okay. So like in a sense, like making friends in this business and stuff. Yeah, you just have to own every bit of you. Own every single bit of you. So to highlight if you guys are confused, she said, I lost your chat thing. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm not worthy of being friended by other women slash moms slash reps. I feel like this is both business and personal. And she expanded was basically not being accepted. I feel like you have to come to terms with not being accepted and realize that there are people you're going to be closer to than others. But if you're looking for acceptance, I think that you're looking for it in the wrong places. And that like could get into a very deep faith conversation. I'll try not to get too deep on that. But like I know that Jesus accepts me and I know that God loves me more than anything in this whole entire world. Obviously, like he sent his son to die for me. But I also could give less of a crap, even honestly, on the team if someone doesn't like me, because what I tell people is I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not like, oh, Grace, you're the most mean person ever, and I don't actually like you that much. Okay, if I said something like that to someone, okay, yeah, maybe you can not like me. But I don't ever say anything like that. I'm not a mean person. I might be really real sometimes, like similar to tonight, and tell you how it is. You know, if Ashley come to me and she's like, Brooke, I'm getting really frustrated. I haven't signed anybody. I'm like, all right, show me your profile. Show me your messaging. What have you done? And I'm gonna be really blunt with her, but I'm not being mean about it. I'm just like, well, Ashley, duh, because you said you're not good at this. You suck at this. No, that's not true at all. I would never say that. And so if I know myself and I know my heart, I don't care if other people accept me. And it took till my junior year of high school. And I know it sounds like a long time ago because it probably is, but it took me till my junior year of high school to really like own that and be okay with that. I was the band geek. I was the crazy cat lady. I didn't always eat, and I still don't eat with the most proper of ladiness, if you want to call it that. But I don't. And so, well, Ashley, you ate with me, you know. um, but like I accept that and I'm like, I don't care. I have a husband who loves me. I have a team that supports me. I've got friends who love me too. It does not matter. And even if they didn't, I know who I am. And I know who I am in Jesus. And I think that that's where the acceptance comes in. So honestly, if you want to message me privately, let's talk. But it truly, like, I think that you're looking for the acceptance in the wrong way. And the thing that people like is because I do own every part of me. I guess if that's, I feel like I could go on and on about that one. Um, looking. I lost 40 pounds with the shakes and coffees, now healthier, and I'm having a healthier baby with my healthier body. People want these products. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Okay, so I really love those, and I want to thank you guys for being so vulnerable and like saying these, because it's a lot to put them like out there. And so I have a few tasks for you to do. One is just a thinking, okay, and then I promise I'm gonna get into the business part of it. But one is just a thinking. Do you like the direction that your thoughts are taking you right now? I should think about that for like 10 seconds. Do you like the direction that your thoughts are taking you right now? And if you don't, I want you to rewatch this Zoom when it's put up on YouTube and listen to what I'm saying again and literally get rid of the lies. Okay. But that goes into one of the tasks that I want you to do. And I sent this to one of my girls one day because she was having a really rough day. I told her to write down all of the lies that she believes about herself. Okay. And so when you do that, it's actually the one thing in this book, but it says define the lie that you believe about yourself. So let's just say I'm not a good mom. I know I did this one earlier, but let's just say because it's a simple one I can do really quick because I've worked on this. But I'm not a good mom. Okay, replace it with the truth. I am a good mom because I know Granger is fed. I know that he is well attended. I know that he's like, I'm attentive to him. I know that I'm teaching him things. I know that really he's overall a very well behaved baby. Like, I don't have too many disciplinary issues because I am like very strict in that. Like, I know and I'm confident in the way I'm parenting him. Okay. But the other part in this, excuse me, if you are someone of faith, go find a Bible verse that replaces your lie. Sorry, my supper's not agreeing with me. Replaces your lie with the truth. So I can't think of exactly the verse that I use, and I don't want to take the time to find it right now because that's not going to really like help you. Yeah, I can't find the verse and I don't want to take the time. So what I'm trying to say though is find a verse that replaces it. And it might take you a little bit. I'm new to my faith. I do not like know where everything is in the Bible. So I look up things on motherhood. I look up stuff on babies. I look up on stuff on patience. I try to find that. And I find a verse that's like, oh, yep, that just kicked my lie out the door. That's what I want you to do. Like genuinely do it. And you're going to be like, oh, wow. Yeah. Like, why am I thinking this? This is just stupid. That's the enemy. Okay. The other thing that I want you to do, go in front of a mirror and say those to yourself. Go in front of the mirror and say you're a bad mom. Go in front of the mirror and say that you are not beautiful. Go in front of the mirror and say that you are not good enough or you're not worthy enough. And I promise you, you're going to feel as crappy as I feel saying that right now. It does not feel good because it's not true. You're literally lying to yourself. No, we are not perfect. We are human and we're going to make mistakes, but there's no reason to talk to yourself like that. And especially, I want to empower you here, especially if you have kids. My goodness, please watch yourself even more. Because if you're sitting there, whether it's a girl or a boy, if you're sitting there and you're like, I'm overweight or I'm this or I'm that or all these things, literally, your kids are going to do the exact same thing. You are teaching them how to look at themselves, how to like think about themselves. And I'm not saying you don't want to be healthier. Yeah, like there's certain times, like especially obviously after I first had Granger, I didn't like where I was at. And it wasn't that I wanted to bounce back because I don't believe in that, but I did want to be healthy. I did want to feel confident again, you know? And so in those moments, I had to not be like, oh, like I'm overweight. Oh, I have a pouch. Like I couldn't do that. And I did, but I can't do that because Granger's watching me. He's going to look at those things. And yes, a girl would probably be more apt at that, but I think you guys get what I'm saying. But that's like my personal thing is go in front of a mirror and say your lies and you're going to be like, oh, this feels pretty crappy. And I want you to message me when you do. And then tell me how you feel when you're like, I am beautiful and I am worthy. And the reason I like wanted you guys to do this, I heard it on a Zoom once, but the reason or the one time it really actually hit me personally was I was actually really, really, really struggling with my weight. I had like worked out for a little bit. This was, I don't know if it was like, maybe it was during 2020 with like the whole quarantine thing. I can't remember, but I had gotten to a point where I had, quote, lightly let myself go, in the sense I'm not like a super unhealthy eater, but I was definitely eating more unhealthy than I normally did. I was not working out. Like I was not being encouraged, I guess, in the sense that I felt like I needed to, but I was also not doing it for myself. And so then I just hit a point where I was like, you know what? Suck it. Like I'm doing it. I'm going to work out. And I think it was when I think it was actually the end of 2020, because it was when I went to Florida. I was bound determined to look as best as I could. And so I started working out 3 days a week, and my results were dang good. And I'm really proud of myself. And I've kept those. Okay. But when I worked out that first time after not working out for however long it was, I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit so bad. And like I said, I promise I'm really into this business, but I wanted to quit more than anything in that workout. I didn't think I could complete it. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think anything good about myself in that moment. And then Granger looked at me and he goes, and he clapped. And guys, I cried. I straight up cried because he was watching me and he literally was about ready to watch me give up. And I was like, I cannot do that. And so I sat there and, well, not sat there, but I was like doing my workout, but I did my workout and I was like literally shouting affirmations at myself. And I was like, I am beautiful. I am worthy. I am enough. I can do this. Like you can do this. However it like works better in your head to say it to yourself, like you can do this, Brooke. You can complete this workout. Like Granger's watching you. He's so proud. Like I might get emotional, but like it was the most releasing like moment probably honestly since I became a mom, because he was like just there. And I swear it was a God thing. It really was a God thing that he was there telling me that like I am enough. And I was not like suicidal by any means. It was not like depression. It was not like that. But I hit a bad point where I couldn't get out of that rut, and I was there. But it was because of the lies that I had told myself. And so that's why I want you to do it. I want you to go tell yourself that you are worthy of this promotion, whatever promotion you're going for. You are worthy of the retreat. You are worthy of everything that God has in store for you. And the only person telling you different is the enemy and you. And if it's anyone else outside of that, I don't care, because the only person I care to please in this world is God. That is the only person. I could care less what anyone else thinks of me. Okay, so I got all emotional on you, and I'm so sorry. But I want to bring some color personalities into this as well. Like I said, I had this is like so jam packed, but it's so good. Like I might rewatch this. So I want you to drop your color personalities in the chat, with your primary being first. So I am a yellow yellow being 95% and green being 95%, but you get what I'm saying. I'm super yellow. So why I want to bring the color personalities into this is because you can use your color personality to your advantage, not in the sense that you are taking advantage of people, but like most of the people on my team, I say most, are yellow something. Do you know why? Because I'm yellow, so that's what I attract. Okay. And so when you want to think about this, yellows like to help people. Okay. Yeah, actually, if you don't know, you got like you need to know, you need to own it. Okay. But so people are like, I need to sign DTs. Okay, well, that's not a good mindset to have, because you sound desperate. Okay. So as a yellow, what I say is I am so excited to see who I get to help change their life. I'm so excited who I get to help stay home with their babies, or help pay off their loans, or help do this, or whatever it is. I'm so excited to help them, because yellows are all about helping people. Okay. My team's why honestly means more to me than my why sometimes, not like obviously outside of Granger, but like you get what I'm saying, like because I want to help them so much. Okay. If you are a red, be shouting out those bonuses. Okay, we can talk about them now. Those weekly bonuses, it'll be like, guys, I can teach you how to make. I can't remember what the amount is right now, so we're just gonna say 560. Let's say that. Okay, I can teach you to make $560 in the next 30 days as long as you are open, coachable, and willing to do what it takes. You are applying to all the reds in your network, because you're showing them that you're gonna go after this and that money is important to you. Okay, if you are a blue, primarily, you obviously love everything fun. You love connecting with people, things like that. Show Zooms. If you're on the Zoom right now, like tag my Instagram. If you don't know it, it's this. Put it on your Instagram and blow it up. Maybe you want to say, you're never alone. That's something I say a lot, because I'm yellow and I want to make sure that people feel included. Okay. Maybe you're blue and you're like, love this community, love how fun this is. blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you want to say, but like show the Zooms, show if you've gone on trips or if you're going to go on a trip, show those trips because that is fun to people. Get on work Zooms with people, do fun boomerangs, things like that. Show them that that is fun and it's not just, oh, I'm sitting here on my phone working. Okay. And if you're green, I am green, but obviously don't portray as much of that on the story. But the greenest thing I can tell you to do is address people's fears. And I do this as yellow too. But green is hard because you don't want to get too green because it will overwhelm some people, especially if they're not green. But don't be afraid to share some facts. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, we are getting $100 bonus in 1 week. And how I'm doing that is I'm going to sign 5 loyal customers. And I'm so pumped because even when you sign the first 3, you get 20. And then you sign those next 2 and you get $80. Well, I just gave him all the details, still gave him the money, and still was getting ready to say that I'm going to be right here with you as long as you're coachable and open and willing. So I used every single color personality to my advantage talking on my story. Okay. And so another thing, if you're yellow, because there are a lot of yellows on here, is when I'm talking to somebody, I use their fears to my advantage, and not in a mean way, but because I know what this business can do. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's done for so many other people. As a yellow, I talk to them straight up. And like, let's say someone just told me that they can't do it or won't do it because they're scared of what people think. Well, you guys already got a snippet of that. But literally, I'm going to get on my story and be like similar to last night with the church thing. Okay. So I am so, so, so thankful, pretend I'm on my story right now, for this business right now, because I actually didn't have to ask off to go to a church event that, we're church hopping right now. And it's really, really stressful for me. And it's stressful not having a church home. And so I'm thankful I didn't have to worry about asking off. And I was actually talking to a girl the other day who was super scared because she was scared of what people were going to think. And so I just wanted to like put that out there because I know she's not the only one with that fear. Because guess what? I had that fear too, but I waited a whole entire year to say goodbye to that fear and actually do it. And look how much further I could have been than I am now. Like you are always going to have that fear and you just have to do it scared. And I literally address their fear in my story as I'm sharing my story. And then I tell them I was to swipe up or something like that at the end. So if you have a really strong potential that you're really pumped about and they tell you no for whatever reason, get on your story that day. Maybe not like 5 minutes after, but like get on your story and tell that and talk to that person, but don't obviously say their name, but like talk and be like, I know you, I know you're watching. I almost always sign a distributor after I do that. Okay. The other thing, I can't sign LCs. I can't sign customers. Okay, well, again, if you say that and if you repeat that, I promise that's what's going to happen. So 2 things need to happen. 1, you need to look at your work. Okay, your business is more than likely your efforts are more than likely 3 months ahead of your business. So if you haven't worked your business for 2 months, well, duh, you're not going to sign a customer right now. I mean, you might get lucky and someone might sign on the spot for you, but you haven't put the work in, so you can't reap the harvest. It's like you just planted some apples, or I'm not a gardener person, but you just planted some apples. Apples grow on a tree. Oops. What do you plant? Corn. Okay, corn. Let's go with corn. Woo. This is just like crazy. Let's say you plant corn, but then literally like 5 minutes later, you're like, okay, is it done yet? Am I reaping the harvest yet? Nope. Okay. You check in a day. Oh, is it done yet? No. I don't know how long corn takes to grow, but it's definitely not that fast. Okay. You can't do that. So when you're like, I can't sign customers, well, have you been doing the work? Okay, man, I'm really feel some red coming out, and I feel like it's pretty healthy. It's okay. But when you're saying that, what's your perspective? I want to help as many people as I can because these products have changed my life. I lost 10 pounds before I had Granger. I lost 14 postpartum. I lost inches around my waist with the gummies. Like literally the gummies and the coffee were insane for me. Like these products, I'm obsessed with them. So that would be my next thing. If you haven't signed customers, you say you can't. Are you using the products and are you talking about how excited you are? Because you guys can feel my passion right now. Okay, right? You can feel it because I love these products. And so if you weren't on our team as a distributor, you might buy from me right now because I'm so dang passionate about this. Okay. And that's what people need to feel. All right. And so use your color personality though with that too. Yellow, I want to help people. Red, guys, I'm going for a big bonus this week and I'm so pumped. I'm going to help 5 people get started with our products. I got 2 spots for hair, skin, and nails, 1 for our coffee, 1 for our cleanse, and 1 for our gummies. So swipe up if you want more information. Boom. You just told them your goal. You talked about the money. There you go. I'm trying to think more of a blue-green way. It's a little bit harder to use your color personality with that, but I'm talking mostly the yellow and reds. I'll see if I can come up with it before the Zoom ends. But you say you can't sign LCs, so you're not going to sign LCs. Okay. You say no one wants these products. Well, that's what's going to happen. You're going to get left on red. You're going to get those things. But something I want to hit on left on red I'm a mom. Okay. So if Granger does something and he's in obviously a pretty intense stage right now, he's 1.5, he'll be 2 in September, and it's obviously July right now. He's in a stage where he's into absolutely everything. So maybe that means the bookshelf, maybe that means the cat litter, maybe it means the cat food. I don't know. But if I open a message and he does something, he's my ultimate priority. So I go get him and then I come back and then my message, like whatever I had open, excuse me, is gone. And I don't remember where I was at. I don't remember who I was messaging back. I wasn't being rude to them. I wasn't technically leaving them on red. I read their message, but then my mind went to my son, and I totally forgot. It's happened before I was a mom too, because everyone's like, "Oh, well, most people I don't talk to aren't moms, so that doesn't happen." Okay, so I was on my phone responding to somebody, but then my uncle came to the door, and he came over, and then he stayed for like a half hour, and then I didn't remember where I was at. Oh, there's a dog barking outside actually, and I was trying to figure out where I was coming from, see if something was going on, and then I totally forgot where I was at in my messaging. That's 3 out of probably hundreds of scenarios that could have happened that they left you unread. Some people may leave you unread because maybe they don't have the money. Maybe they have a best friend that sells it, but they're scared to tell you that. I know it sounds silly, but people are scared to tell you that. Okay, there are literally so many different reasons that people leave you on red. So I want you to remember that and have that mindset the next time that someone leaves you on red, because it's probably not on purpose. And if it is, maybe they're not supposed to be in your business or order products from you, and maybe they need to get removed from your network. You know, obviously that's a different story or a different like conversation for a different time. But my favorite one is this doesn't work or it isn't working. And I'm still trying so hard not to be super, super red, but it's not working because you're not working, because you're not doing something or you're not being consistent. And that's really, really hard to hear. And I used to hate hearing that. I really did, because I was like, I'm being consistent. I'm doing the things. But was I really? Obviously, I can't tell you exactly when I was and when I wasn't. I can tell you probably, but it's not fully that you might still be doing the things, or it's not fully that you're not doing the things. Sorry, that's bad wording. But I didn't know what a team was before I joined this business, okay? And there are a lot of people that are like, join my team. What the heck's a team? I don't care about joining a team. I don't need to be in high school again. That's just my take on it. That's straight up my take. So I'm so sorry if I offend anybody. People don't care about that, or most people don't, okay? They care about something that's going on in their life right now. They care about their card getting declined at the grocery store. They care about sitting in their car, adding up their bank account, or like making sure their bank account is correct before they go in and buy groceries. They care about their kids eating food and them going hungry. Oh, sorry. They care about their kids eating and not them because they can't afford it. They care about those things more than they care about joining your team. Okay. And so that's what I want you to remember when you're posting too. Okay. Oh, Lorelai's there. When you're posting, I want you to think about this. What are you coming off as? Are you coming off as, I need to sign DTs? I need to sign DTs. Come join my team. Or are you coming off as, hey, I've been there. I've gotten my card declined. And this is a true story for me, but for a $5.32 purchase, I've gotten my card declined for that as they made the bagel in the coffee shop. I had to leave that and leave that store, leave that bagel, and walk out because it was declined. Yeah, that sucked. That really sucked. It was very embarrassing, and it's my never again moment. I'm not having that happen. And my mom did a great job raising me and did everything that she could to provide for me. But I will never let Granger experience the things that I did as a kid on not being able to afford things, on not being able to go on vacations, on not being able to join certain teams or do certain trips because I couldn't afford it. I will never let that happen. Okay, that's what I care about. All right. I care about the people that say, you can never be financially ready for kids. Well, if I can't afford my gas to get to my job, yeah, I'm not financially ready for a kid. Maybe there's people out there like that right now. You never know what someone is like going through. And I want you to think about that in your posting. But the reason I talked about that is because you're saying this isn't working. It's working for me. It's working for Morgan. It's working for Shay. It's working for Hannah Reeves. It's working for Kelsey Thornton. It's working for Alyssa Marie Wilbur. I was doing her Instagram name. It's working for Claire Flores and all of the other people that I could go into naming. It's working for every single one of them. So why is it not working for you? And I don't mean to be harsh. I don't mean to be like, you're not doing the things. I don't mean to be like that. But I just want you to take a hard look at yourself. Are you doing the things? Are you being real and raw and open and vulnerable in your stories? Because I just straight up said tonight on my story that I don't care if they join my team or buy from me, because that's not why I have my social media. Yes, I run my business from social media, but that's not what I care about. I mean, obviously, I want to promote, I want to do the things, but I'm not like, my Instagram and my Facebook are primarily because I want to sign customers and distributors. That's not it at all. And so maybe you're doing all the things, but you're not being vulnerable enough on your stories and in your posts. And so I want you to think about it, and I won't get too much into it because I know, like, obviously I did take up a good chunk of time here. And I want to thank you guys for staying on, but I want you to think about your brand. What are you branding yourself as on social media? You know, I'm obviously a mom. I'm obviously a boy mom. I'm obviously a C-section mom, and obviously more in April. I talk about that because it's C-section awareness month, but I do talk about that a decent amount. I love Jesus. I am always at Hobby Lobby or Target. I cannot tell you the amount of swipe ups I get on my story that say, "You're there again, really? Like, you should be a rep for Target," because I always post that I'm going to Target on there. So I'm literally like probably at Hobby Lobby or Target. Hobby Lobby's on the other side of town. That's why I don't post about that as often. Target's literally like not even 7 miles down the road, so it's really, really close to me. But I post about that. Okay. I post about my faith struggles in the sense of growing and being new to my faith and things like that. I post about not knowing my dad, and I usually do a live or something around Father's Day and why it finally has a meaning to me and just like everything like that. Like, I post about those things. So I want you to think about your brand and what are you outside of it works. Because if I go onto my profile right now, oh, Javi will be home. So if I go into my profile right now, I should be able to tell you what I have. Okay, so you can see it. So hubby post, business slash coffee. I kind of enrolled both in there. This was also a business, but it talked about church. It talked about my faith. I'm sorry, that's really bright. It's better. Yep. Target run. Talked about Target. Okay. Memory, because we were in Italy. Live. I don't remember what that one was about. Oh, forgiveness, because I'm doing a forgiveness Friday because it goes along with my faith. Business. Interactive, not business related at all. Just a picture of a Granger and his cousin. Like, you can already see the things that I'm about. Okay. And I only went back, I don't know, like 4 days. Okay. And if I do a really quick snippet of my Instagram, obviously you can't see captions, but you can see right here what I'm about. You can see my hubby. You can see Granger. You can see he's swimming. You can see he's outside. You can see that I posted a few selfies. You can see there's other girls on there, so people might be interested in why I know them. You can post we went to a water park. Sorry, it's like awkward with the light here. But you can see all those things that I'm about, and you're not even looking at the captions. Okay, and so when I'm talking about, like, because people wonder why I post so much, because I post my business post and my product post, and then usually an interactive post. Okay. And to some people, that's a lot. And the reason I do it though is because I don't want people to go to my profile and only see it works. Because I don't care if you're an It Works distributor. Okay. And I'll use Grace as an example because it blew my mind. So obviously, when I joined Morgan, and I actually had someone from my hometown that was in It Works. I don't know how many of you know this, but I had someone from my hometown that did It Works. And I was just not comfortable with her. I asked her all the questions because I knew she'd tell me, and I didn't know if Morgan would. And then I went in and signed up with Morgan, and that girl called me, and I was like, "Oh, already signed up. Sorry." And now I'm like, "Oh, that really sucked. I shouldn't have done that." But I didn't know at the time, obviously. But the reason I signed up with Morgan was because she was so genuine. She was so just genuinely like had made that connection with me. Like, I could feel her heart. Like, she wanted to help me. Like, it was just the connection that we had made through that year of me watching her and her interacting with me and keeping up with me. It was all of those things. Well, Grace has been, well, she couldn't watch me for 4 years because I wasn't in for 4 years, but she had someone else or multiple people that she could have joined with. But she watched me for the last X amount of days and chose to connect with me and join with me. And that is not because I sell It Works. And so I think so many people, when they first join, are like, oh my gosh, like, okay, how do I get people to join? How do I sell to people? I'm not selling to people. I'm sharing. I'm sharing these products. I'm sharing this incredible opportunity. I am sharing my life. And I'm not saying that you have to go, I promise this will probably be my last thing here, but if you have any other questions regarding mindset, put them in the chat here and I'll answer it after I talk about this. But I'm not saying that you have to be like, so I had this really bad day and this is exactly what happened in every single little detail. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. Okay. But I'm saying to show that you're a real person, that you do have bad days. Okay. Hair's in a messy bun. This is a recorded Zoom that's going on YouTube. I don't care. I'm in a hoodie right now and honestly sweatpants. Can't see, but I'm in sweatpants. I don't care. I literally do not care because I'm real about it. There's stories that I have that Granger is like, blah, 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 like talking like crazy. I don't care because it shows that you can do this while being a mom. Okay. It also, I had something else that I was like, gonna say. It was really good too. I don't know. But when you have a bad day, I guess as Grace said, yeah, don't air your dirty laundry, but be vulnerable. When I have a bad day, you can probably tell because I haven't showed my face very often on my stories. Okay. And so when you do that, you can still show everything else. I can still make my coffee from here or from like above. I don't know how you say that, but I can make my coffee a bunch of different ways and still put it on there. I can still show my backyard. I can still show what I'm having for lunch. I can still do all these things and show my life and Granger playing while I'm having a bad day, and that's okay. And maybe it's not, excuse me, maybe it's not the day of that you do this, but usually within a day or two of my really bad days, I'm like, man, I'm going to be really honest, guys. And I'm like on my story, I'm like, I had a really pretty rough couple of days. And sometimes I just say, it was kind of a personal thing and I'm just not ready to talk about it yet. But if you were just like, if you're the praying kind, I would love some prayers because I'm just really struggling right now. Or, I just got in my head and I was just really negative and I just couldn't get out of it. And then this is what I did to get out of it or something like that. And I share my struggles. And so I don't have to be like, this is exactly what happened, but I'm still letting them know that I have bad days. I'm still letting them know that, like, especially if they are interested in the products, I always make it seem like a lot of people are talking to me, which they are, but I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm getting back to your messages as soon as I possibly can, but this week was really rough or something like that. Guess what? Maybe they had a rough day. They relate to that too. Or maybe they had a rough couple of days and they're like, oh, wow, like she has rough days too. Like, you want to show that you're an actual person and not just this person that sells at works that cares if they join their team. You want to show them that you actually care and that you do have rough days and you do have things like that. So I know it doesn't go fully into mindset, but when you're like, this isn't working, I want you to take a really hard look at yourself and what you're doing and what you're portraying yourself as on social media. Like, there are a lot of posts, even right now on my social media, that are very done up. Like, my hair is done, I'm in a dress or something like that. I have content for days, guys. Okay. I will show you my Instagram dress. It's just because I've actually been going out of the house, but I don't get ready every day, obviously. Okay. I don't get ready every day, but when I do get ready, you can dang well bet that I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures. Okay. Because I don't get ready every day, because if Granger wakes up at 4:15 like he did this morning, I didn't feel like getting ready. Okay. So here's my drafts on Instagram just so I can show you. Let me do that. Okay, sweet. And some of these are repeats and you'll see them, but I hope this is like dim enough. Okay. Here's my drafts. Okay, some of Granger's on the steps, some of Daniel and I, some more of Granger's, some when I went to visit Peyton and Alexis. Sorry, that's getting, I should have just shared my screen, but that's okay. Okay, more selfies of me, Granger and the cat. We were at the zoo. It's getting really bright, but you get my point. All of those times, I have 105 drafts because I take a crap ton of pictures and I don't have to get ready every day. Because I don't want to get it ready every day. I don't have to because I work from my phone. And that's another thing that I share too. So to end this crazy chaotic Zoom, first off, thanks for staying for the whole thing. Thanks for making it to this point. But second off, just remember that your thoughts are going to control you. And you have to be the one to control them, because literally the fear that you have and the lies that you're telling yourself are not from God. He did not give you that fear. You were not born with that fear. It was planted in your head. Okay. And whether that was by you or whether it was by someone else, I don't know. Okay. When I was in college, I got told I'm not worth the distance and basically that I'm not good looking enough. Okay. I got told those two things. You want to know what I still struggle with sometimes? That I'm not good looking enough. Okay. Someone can say one thing like that and it gets in your head, and then every time it's just like, okay, you eat, okay, you look good in the morning, you feel pretty good, then you go have lunch and you got this baby. Okay, you have that, and it happens to so many people throughout the day, and literally it's the same thing. Like me, I'm like, oh gosh, like I don't look good, like I don't like how I look, like, and then I get straight up into my head, it's freaking food, it's just processing. Okay, and that's a very personal thing for me. But I want you to remember that maybe the next time that you're comparing yourself. Okay. If you're comparing your story, your business story for it works. Okay. Well, I've been in for 3 years and yeah, I'm going to sign 5 customers this week, but guess what? It's my harvest because I've been consistent. And maybe, yes, you will get some people that sign up right away. And that is awesome. I'm not saying that that's not possible at all. But what I am saying is that, like, if I compare my story to Morgan right now, okay, she's 6 years in, it doesn't matter. I can't even explain the difference. Like, I can't even explain the similarity, sorry, because it doesn't matter because I'm not looking at Morgan. I'm not looking at the other diamonds that are ready to promote. I could look at Bree right now. She's on here. I could be like, she promoted the diamond. I didn't. Yeah, when people promote the diamond, does it kind of sting a little bit? Yeah. But it doesn't make me just as excited to promote when I finally do because I know I'm so worthy of it and I know it's coming. Yes. Don't compare your like 1 month or 6 month or whatever journey to someone else's, no matter the length, because it's not your story. It's not their story. Like, ugh, it is your story. It's not like, oh, I can't think of, I'm talked out. I have so much to say, but it's not good. It's not coming out the way I want it to. You have to stay in your own lane. Okay. It's all in God's timing. I'm trying to see if someone's getting me here. It'll happen at the perfect time. Yeah. I had a good way to word it. I can't think of how I was going to word it. But anyways, basically what I'm saying is stay in your own lane. Do what you know to do. Do what your enroller is telling you to do. Okay. Obviously, unless they're telling you to do something stupid, don't do it. But like, no one's going to do that. So I want to get a little bit of humor up in here. But like, literally, no one else's story matters. I don't care about the people that promoted the diamond in 30 to 50 days. I'm pretty sure Brie did that, but I don't care about that. I don't care about the people that took 6 years to go diamond. I don't care about the people that took 2. I don't care. I care about me going diamond and I care about the lives of the girls on my team that I'm going to change along the way. Okay. So I wish I had a bigger and better quote to end it, but I'm just going to end it with the Bible verse that I feel is really good and that's been sticking with me all day. Proverbs 15:4. A gentle tongue breathes life, and a deceitful tongue crushes the spirit. And I want you to hear that last part. It crushes your spirit. The more you tell yourself those lies, the more down you're going to be, and the more the enemy is going to be able to get into your head because you've already allowed him in. So stop letting him in. Stop letting him have a seat at your table and tell him to get the crap out and be like, not today. Okay? Because you are so worthy and you are so deserving of so much more than you're allowing yourself. And you're just letting the lies like get in your head. So I'm gonna end the recording. Oh, wait. Oh, nope, not end. How do I? Oh, crap. I wanted to make a big thing. How do I? Oh, it's because I was ending. I didn't.